Before the 2010s, superhero games were just a complete joke. They were always just tie-ins to the new movies out at the time. They were horribly designed with low standards, bad graphics, and the stories were just movie plots with a few more missions added in. However, in 2009, the gaming development company Rocksteady released the most influential superhero game of all time, the iconic Arkham Asylum. Arkham Asylum was the first of 4 games released in the Arkham series, which are Asylum, City, Origins and Knights. If you enjoy this video, we will review the other 3 games. Very popular and famous game in the comic and gaming fandom, so when we talk about the problems this game is plagued with, and there are lots, people may get very triggered, but we are also going to talk about the positives. Anyway, let's get started with the review.
Before I speak about how amazing this game is, and why it is so influential, I must speak about the negatives. The first problem I want to bring attention to is that despite the combat being really impressive, and still copied by many new games like Spider-Man PS4, in this game it is very janky and quite glitchy. Sometimes you get catapulted across the room, or your counter just doesn't work, which ends up ruining your combos. The next problem, which is minor but still annoying, is that the map is tiny in this game, compared to the other 3 at least, which is probably because it is the first game, but it still brings down the enjoyment of the game once you finish the story. However, the worst part about this otherwise incredible game that keeps it back from S tier is how rubbish the boss battles are. There are, in my opinion, only 2 good boss battles in the whole story mode. The main reason the boss battles are god awful is because Rocksteady didn't want to have boss fights, but after they'd finished most of the development, Warner Bros demanded they added them, so they rushed the boss battles. The most outrageously bad boss fights are the Titan fights. They have horrible designs, and the whole fight boils down to you jumping out the way of the Titan when it runs at you, and then you just beat it up. The Bane fight also fits into this category. Also, the Joker fight is conceptually terrible, because 1, he should die because his ribs are literally hanging out of him, and you should never have to physically fight the Joker. He is a mental threat, not a physical one. It just really triggers me. Okay, now I'm done ranting. Time to talk about why this game is an excellent success. To start, it looks amazing. The graphics in this game are phenomenal, especially for the time, and it still holds up to this day. Also, as well as the cutscenes looking good, the actors for Batman and the Joker are the legends Kevin Conroy and Mark Hamill, the most famous Batman and Joker actors, the ones from the Batman the Animated Series, the cult-loved show. To add on, the writer of this game is Paul Dini, the writer of Batman the Animated Series, Superman the Animated Series, and Justice League. Despite me nitpicking at the combat and how it seems sometimes unfinished, overall, this combat system is revolutionary. You must be skillful to play, and it is satisfying when you get a really high combo and tear through a room of 30 thugs. It really makes you feel like Batman, which is what the game wanted to do, and it completely succeeded. Also, the stealth sequences have really cool animations, and the Predator vision is a nice touch that adds another layer to the gameplay. One more great thing about this game is that it is a completely original plot. Batman being trapped in Arkham Asylum and trying to survive against his greatest foes? What Batman fan wouldn't want to see this, let alone play it? Even though I stated that this game has terrible boss fights, the 2 I said were good are the Killer Croc one and the 3 Scarecrow fights. In the Killer Croc fight, you are for once being hunted instead of hunting. You feel in genuine danger, and like you are being watched by Croc, and he could strike at any moment. Now, my favourite boss fight in this game, and one of my favourites in the entire 4-game series, the Scarecrow fights. I am stuffing all 3 into one, as they all feel and play the same. These are so trippy and awesome, and are different to most boss fights in the series gameplay wise. In this 3-part fight, you must hide from a giant scarecrow hunting you down, and fight skeleton minions, and keep surviving without being seen at all by Scarecrow. This game is great at the stealth element, and these fights highlight that. Overall, This game is an amazing experience that makes you feel like Batman, and despite the problems, it is still a great game that I advise any gaming or Batman fan to play.
Thanks for watching our video on YouTube or listening to us on SoundCloud. If you want to see us review the other 3 games, remember to like, comment and subscribe.